Bombshell. 18 people died of the flu, not 36,000 as claimed by the CDC. Now, this is a very interesting story to me because it wasn't that long ago, probably about a month or so ago, I reported on the cookbook numbers of the swine flu and bird flu epidemics, if you can call it an epidemic. But now it seems that even less people are affected by the flu than I originally thought. So, hey, we learned stuff here, too. Let's take a look at the article. The flu season is approaching. And, of course, we will see the Centers for Disease Control urge all parents to act like good little robots and have their whole family jabbed with flu shots. So there you go. You get ready. They're going to push it at the schools. If you want to go to school, if you want to play on the basketball team or whatever else, you're going to have this flu shot. That is a lie. You do have waivers. So make sure parents look into that. And even if you really are concerned, if you're on the fence, you don't know whether not to get your kids vaccinated or not, read the inserts. Read up on, what this H1N1 or whatever they're trying to push now will do to your child, what it will do to you. So read up on it, be educated, and make an informed decision as a parent. We'll continue. Now, Peter Dashi, a graduate from MIT, he studied anthropology and science, and this is what he found in his study. Influenza and pneumonia took about 62,000 lives in 2001, 257 the flu, and in only 18 cases was the flu virus positively identified. So there's a lot of speculation about flu, but Mr. Dashi found that only 18 cases could you positively pin it down to the flu. We'll continue. Dashi goes on to mention a 2004 flu vaccine summit held by the CDC and American Medical Association. One of the important speakers at this conference, Glenn Nowak, lectured about generating interest and demand for the flu vaccine. A very interesting tidbit about Mr. Nowak. Among other degrees, he also has a degree in advertising. So he's putting it to good use here. We'll continue in the article. Nowak said this demand occurs when medical experts and public health authorities state concern and alarm and predict dire outcomes and urge influenza vaccinations. There should be continued reports that influenza is causing severe illness and or affecting lots of people, helping foster the perception that many people are susceptible to the bad cases of influenza. So there you go, a marketing guy pushing in his product on you, his product being the flu vaccination. Wow, CDC, you guys have been busy little bees. On a side note, well, I guess it's not really a side note because it also concerns the CDC. Mike Adams did a report this past weekend where he talked about how the CDC is trying to prepare people, of all things, a zombie invasion or attack or whatever you call it. This is not a joke. This is a very real report that Mike Adams did this past weekend. Now, to their credit, the CDC did have a decent job of trying to prepare people for, the supposed zombie attack. They say, hey, stock up on batteries and food and water and clean clothes and all this stuff. But the big oversight that Mike Adams points out is they don't give you any tips on how to prepare yourself as far as protection-wise. Now, if you read the article, Mike Adams says his preferred method of protection is a Borelli 12-gauge shotgun, which, hey, that works for me as well. But, hey, a shotgun may not be for you. I'm not one of those people telling you to go out and buy guns. If you're afraid you're going to shoot yourself or somebody else, don't go buy a gun. Don't go buy a gun because your neighbor got their house broken into. What's going to happen is the pizza man's going to knock on the wrong door and you're going to shoot him in the face. So don't do that. But have something to protect yourself. Don't wait for the National Guard or somebody to come rescue you. Protection for you may be a baseball bat. It may be a can of mace. A can of mace isn't going to stop a zombie. Could be a strategically placed butcher knife. Whatever works for you, go get that. And I'm ranting and rambling, and we have to go to break. So we'll go to break, and we'll come back with Melissa Melton and her interview with Lorraine Skenazy, editor of FreakRangeKids.com. And stop by PrisonPlanet.tv, get yourself a membership, or stop by the InfoWarsShop.com. Plenty of great products. We have books, DVDs, hats. We're even working on some jerseys right now, so stay tuned for that.
Alex Jones here with a message to fellow freedom lovers. The prognosis for the entire planetary economic system runs from bad to worse. The globalist model is to shut down societies and starve patriots out until they acquiesce to the global takeover. That's why we've assembled the most vital and important preparedness items at InfoWarsShop.com. These are items that I did research on, that I personally use. We've got the life straw, so you can turn fetid water into safe water anywhere you go. The K-Tor hand crank generator to charge up key equipment during power outages or out in the field. Strategic Relocation, 3rd edition by Joel Skousen. When Disaster Strikes by Matthew Stein. ThyroSafe, used by Homeland Security to protect yourself during any radiological event. Hand crank shortwave AM/FM radios. Everything that we've researched and found to be the best is available at InfoWarsShop.com, and your purchase makes our InfoWar possible. We're getting prepared. Are you? InfoWarsShop.com. Visit Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. When you're on the site, you can also tune in 24 hours a day to my daily radio broadcast. There's also a free iPhone app to listen to the syndicated radio show when and where you want.